Pleasure in educationally disadvantaged social strata. Pleasure is not a privilege reserved for the educated. It appears across all social strata, expressed in diverse forms, rooted in varying meanings, yet always carrying the same existential force. In educationally disadvantaged milieus, pleasure is often not understood as a marker of distinction, but as a moment of relief, of belonging, of humanity. Especially where life is shaped by insecurity, physical labor, or precarious conditions, pleasure takes on a unique role. It becomes a small yet powerful space of self-determination. Where daily life is dominated by external constraints, pleasure becomes an inner sanctuary. The longing for small joys, a richly set table, a well-cooked meal, the first warm spring day on a balcony, shared laughter among trusted people, emerges as a counter-movement to daily hardship. In these moments lies something dignified, something quietly defiant, the right to give oneself something good, even when the world outside is harsh. In educationally disadvantaged environments, pleasure is often immediate, physical, and sensory. It does not revolve around stylized aesthetics or culturally coded refinement, but around what is real and tangible. A self-built garden bench, the joy of tinkering, the pride in one's manual skills. These are all forms of pleasure that are often overlooked simply because they do not fit the conventional image of cultural pleasure. Yet they are just as deeply felt and emotionally rich. Food plays a central role. Here, pleasure is not defined by exotic trends or hot cuisine, but by familiarity, by memory, by family recipes. A grandmother's cooking, homemade bread, a simple stew that tastes of childhood. These are carriers of identity, comfort, and pride. Where food is shared, community emerges. The joy of feeling nourished is not banal. It is fundamental. It connects generations and preserves traditions, often without needing many words. The body is another significant dimension of pleasure. In lives shaped by physical work, whether in care, construction, logistics, the experience of one's body takes on another depth. The moment of rest, the feeling of lying down after a hard day, the warmth of a bath, the stillness of sun on one's skin, all become sensuous events. Touch, closeness, relationships, dancing, and movement are often experienced more directly here, not through theory, but through vivid perception. Another overlooked source of pleasure is laughter. Humor is a vital part of life. In educationally disadvantaged contexts, laughter is not an intellectual game, but a survival mechanism. It emerges from everyday life, from storytelling, from joking, from shared moments in front of a screen or in daily banter. This laughter is not superficial. It is a valve, a social glue, an expression of strength. Where life is tough, laughter becomes precious. Pleasure in these environments also manifests in routines, in simplicity, in repetition. The same television show at the same hour, the favorite song played again and again, the familiar evening ritual. These are not signs of monotony, but of comfort, of continuity. What may appear monotonous from a bourgeois perspective often feels grounding and stabilizing in reality. Above all, pleasure is allowed to be, without justification, without commentary, without being mirrored in academic discourse. It simply exists, sometimes loud, sometimes quiet, sometimes visible, sometimes discreet. Perhaps that is its greatest strength. It does not need to be explained, it is lived. It does not seek effect, it seeks experience. It does not aim to distinguish, it stays rooted in daily life, in the body, in community. It is long overdue that our understanding of pleasure be expanded, not tied to education, language, or social position. Pleasure does not require academic reflection to be genuine. It simply needs space, pause, and a moment of inner yes. Especially in those lives so often underestimated, we find how powerful such a moment can be.